全能神教主的基督徒。
My name is Dodome, a Christian from the Church of Almighty God.
感谢国际宗教自由圆桌会议的参与者，兰托斯基金会、韩农杂志，还有格雷格先生等所有帮助过我没有被遣返回中国的组织和个人。
First, I'd like to thank all the individuals and organizations who have helped to keep me from being sent back to China, including Earth Roundtable participants, the Lentils Foundation, Bitter Winter를, and Mr. Greg Mutual.
也感谢神的看顾保守，使我能站在这里发言，揭露中共长期镇压、迫害基督徒，以及用高科技手段抓捕基督徒、迫害基督徒的恶行。
And I'd also like to give thanks for God's care and protection. All of this has given me the chance to speak here today and to tell you about the CCP's long-term persecution of Christians, and in particular their chilling use of advanced technology to this end.
在中国，中共不断下发秘密文件，制定专项打击行动，抓捕信神的人，还花巨资安装各种监控设备，利用高科技手段跟踪抓捕基督徒。
The CCP never stops issuing confidential documents and designing special crackdowns to arrest the Christians. It has also spent huge sums of money on video and audio surveillance equipment. It makes use of advanced technology to attract and arrest the Christians.
我因信神被中共追捕通缉14年，在逃亡期间，我去过很多省市，但看到各地的监控器是越装越多，无论走到哪里，都像有好多眼在盯着你。
I was pursued and listed as wanted for 14 years only because of my faith, during which time I went to many provinces and cities where I saw more and more surveillance equipment being installed on major streets and in small alleyways all over the places. No matter where I went, it was like there were countless eyes all fixed on me.
最近几年，中共又在各地安装了具有人脸识别功能的高科技摄像头，设立了大数据监控系统。许多高科技产品被用来监控穆斯林、基督徒，还有异议人士，很多人被抓捕、坐牢。
In recent years, the CCP has installed high-definition cameras with facial recognition capabilities in every region and has set up big data monitoring system. Many of these high-tech products are being used to monitor Christians, Muslims, and dissidents, leading to the arrest and sentencing to many people.
中共用高科技把中国变成了一个巨型监狱，到处人心惶惶，风声鹤唳。
This use of advanced technology by the CCP has turned all of China into one huge prison. The people's hearts are filled with fear. They are afraid of their own shadows.
记得2009年，中共在全国再次发起镇压全能神教会的行动，主要是对手机监控定位，重点抓捕教会上层代理。
I remember one of many nationwide special operations launched by the CCP in 2009 to crack down the Church of Almighty God, mostly using mobile phones monitoring and geo-tracking, primarily to arrest the top church leaders.
带领俄罗斯弟兄被抓捕，判刑15年，至今仍在狱中。协理的马所平子被抓捕后，仅仅5天就被迫害死了。
One leader, Brother He Zhexun, was sentenced to 15 years and is still in prison to this day. His successor, Sister Ma Suoping, was arrested and persecuted to death in just 5 days.
当时我在江西负责教会工作，8月一天的凌晨，有200多个警察包围了我的住所。那天我不在家。中共警察把和我同住的3个姊妹抓捕，酷刑折磨。后来我才知道，我的手机早已被监控了，只是那天我没有带手机，才逃过一劫。
I was responsible for the church's work in Jiangxi province at the time. Very early one August morning, over 200 police officers suddenly surrounded my residence. I wasn't at home that day, but the 3 other sisters whom I lived with were all arrested and brutally tortured. Later, I discovered that my mobile phone had been under surveillance for a long time, and the only reason I dodged that bullet was because I had left my phone at home.
2012年，我逃到了四川，负责4个省市的救会工作。这是中共的天网工程，在各地正在兴建，很多街道路口，包括乡下都安装了高清摄像头，不少弟兄姊妹被抓捕。
I fled to Sichuan province in 2012, where I took on responsibility for the work in 4 provinces and cities. The CCP was starting to launch its SkyNet project all over the country. High-definition cameras were being installed in a number of streets and intersections, including in rural areas. This led to the arrest of quite a few brothers and sisters.
一次，中共警察经过手机监控，把一个和我同名、化名也叫路遥的姊妹抓捕，他们以为是我，酷刑折磨姊妹，使劲的就是剁姊妹的下腹，还有小腹。当时姊妹惨叫不断，流了好多血。后来知道抓错人了，就给姊妹判了3年。
Once the police discovered another sister through mobile phone surveillance who had the same pseudonym as me, Lu Yao, and arrested her, thinking she was me, they tortured her mercilessly, viciously stomping on her belly and her whole lower body. She was screaming in pain an entire time and lost quite a lot of blood. They later figured out that they arrested the wrong person. Still, they gave her 3-year sentence.
这一桩一桩、一件一件的惨案，都是因为高科技的监控。就因为高科技，多少带领工人、信徒被抓捕、坐牢，甚至死在监狱里。就因为高科技，多少信徒有家难归，四处逃亡。就因为高科技，只要被通缉、难逃，中共的魔掌。
Great numbers of similar tragic cases have all been a result of advanced surveillance technology. It's because of this advanced technology that so many church leaders and members have been apprehended, served time, and have been tragically died in the prison. It's because of this advanced technology that so many Christians have gone on the run, unable to return home, or their families have completely fallen apart. It's because of this advanced technology that once someone become wanted, it becomes incredibly difficult to escape the CCP's clutches.
2015年初，四川省公安厅给我扣上煽动颠覆国家政权、间谍罪，通缉我。我万不得已，冒着生命危险，办了假身份，逃到了美国。
In early 2015, Sichuan Province Public Security Department put me on the wanted list, claiming I had committed the crimes of inciting supervision of state power and espionage. Left with no choice, in 2017, I had to flee to the United States using someone else's identity.
没想到，2018年6月，中共警察利用卫星定位的方式，找到了我父母藏身的地方。我的父母因为信神，整整逃亡16年，还是被抓捕了。
To my surprise, in June of 2018, the CCP police found where my parents were hiding out through satellite positioning. They had been on the run for a long 16 years because of their faith, and they were arrested.
仅仅5天，我的母亲就被害死了。当时我不愿相信这个事实，连70岁的老人中共都不放过，实在是太残忍了。
In just 5 days' time, my mother was tortured so severely that she died. When I heard this tragic news, I was entirely unwilling to believe it was true. The CCP won't even spare an elderly woman in her 70s mercilessly.
记得最后一次见到母亲说，她问我孩子，我们什么时候能见面？我说妈，等中共垮台了，我们再见面。
I remember the last time I ever saw her, she asked me, "Child, when are we going to see each other again?" I said, "Mom, we will see each other when the CCP falls from power."
母亲不舍的眼神还在我的眼前浮现，可我再也看不到她了。
That look in my mom's eyes, so reluctant to apart, still appears in my mind, but I'll never see her again.
后来我才知道，2018年，我们教会还有1万多个弟兄姊妹被抓捕，其中有20多个弟兄姊妹被酷刑折磨死。
I learned that in 2018, in addition to my mom and dad, more than 11,000 from our church had been arrested and more than 20 had been persecuted to death.
这些年，中共大力发展高科技，但它不是为了提高人民生活，更不是为了国家经济发展，而是打着维稳的旗号，更全面、更严密地监控民众、残害民众。它是为了镇压宗教信仰，为了镇压民主运动，为了镇压异议人士。
Over these last few years, the CCP has been throwing itself into developing its high-tech capabilities. However, this isn't to improve its people's quality of life, and in particular isn't to develop the Chinese economy. Rather, under the guise of maintaining stability, it's to more comprehensively, more closely monitor its citizens, bringing harm to the Chinese people. It's to suppress religious beliefs, to suppress democratic movements, and suppress anyone who disagrees with it.
发展高科技本是为了造福人类，但中共利用高科技以天斗与地斗，祸害中国人民。这个高科技就像一个无形的魔掌，把中国人民坑苦了。多少人被抓的抓，杀的杀，逃的逃。
The original purpose of developing advanced technology was to bring about greater prosperity. But the CCP used it to do battle with the heavens and earth and humanity. This has brought disaster upon countless Chinese people. This technology is like invisible talents devastating Chinese people. So many people arrested, killed on the run.
中共利用高科技作恶累累，实属罪大恶极。高科技给中国人民带来了灭顶之灾，比核武器造成的危害更可怕。
The CCP's heinous acts through advanced technology was a multitude. It is truly heinous. This kind of technology has brought untold disaster upon China. The harm it brings is even more formidable than that of the nuclear weapons.
中共的高科技源于何处？一方面，中共长期采用卑鄙的手段窃取美国的高科技；另一方面，美国的科技公司长期提供出售高科技给中国。不知这些公司考虑过没有？中共用这些高科技产品在做什么？中国人民因为这些高科技产品遭了多少灾？
So, how does the CCP gain its advanced technology? One way it does this is through its despicable tactics of wantonly stealing technology from the US. Another is that many US technology companies have established a long-term cooperation with the CCP to provide and sell advanced technology to it. I wonder, have these companies ever considered what the Chinese government is doing with this technology, or how many tragedies and the Chinese people have suffered because of it?
中共一直发展高科技，与美国对立，甚至要称霸世界。到那时，受害的就不只是中国，而是整个人类。
The CCP has been continuing to develop its own advanced technology. It is in opposition to the US and the world, even like to achieve global dominance. If that time comes, it won't be just the people of China who suffer, but all of humanity.
现在能制止中国的只有美国。如果美国的科技公司对中共迫害人类生存的种种恶行置之不理，只为一时的经济利益，一味地帮助中共提高科技，那就是助纣为虐。
Right now, the US is the only country that can keep China in check. If American technology companies turn a blind eye to all of the dangers of the CCP poses to the survival of humanity and countries to help it with advanced technology for short-term economic gain, that is being an accessory to a crime.
在此，我呼吁美国的科技公司不要在中共践踏人权的罪恶上有份，不要成为中共残害人类的帮凶。
I now call on the US technology companies to no longer take part in the CCP's evil deeds of trampling on human rights, to not act as accomplices to the CCP's devastation of humanity.
谢谢大家。
Thank you so much.